This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. Now let's talk about it, man. Jermell Charlo versus Jeison Rosario. Errol Spence the other day said, Jermell Charlo, man, in the Charlo and the Rosario fight, Mel's trying to dominate this cat. He's trying to knock this dude out. Let me say it again. Mel's trying to dominate this cat. He's trying to knock this dude out. And the reason why Errol Spence would know this is because iron sharpens iron. These guys are sparring together. They're preparing each other. Errol Spence is preparing Jermell Charlo for Jeison Rosario, and Jermell Charlo is preparing Errol Spence for Danny Garcia. The bottom line is this. When we look at the test your temperature moment of what this fight brings to the table, i.e. Charlo versus Rosario, what we see is that Jeison Rosario, i.e. Banana Republic, let me say it again, Jeison Rosario, i.e. Banana Republic, has not faced the likes of a Charlo opponent. So you have to understand how Jermell Charlo fights in the ring. He's a venomous viper. He strikes venomously, and he strikes voraciously. He strikes thunderously, and he strikes in Lions only fashion. When this guy hits you, it's continual. This is why you see there's a simile or a parody or a basically similar distinction between him and Errol Spence in terms of how they break down their opponents. It's an accumulation of punishment. Jermell Charlo does it from more of a flashier standpoint. Errol Spence does it from more of a crispier, technical, fundamental standpoint. But nevertheless, they do the job in the same variation, the same facet. You could see Derrick James's game plan. You could see Derrick James's tutorship. You could see Derrick James's trainership ability basically ingrained, vicariously showcased through Jermell Charlo, vicariously showcased through Errol Spence. This is why Jeison Rosario is going to get a rude awakening, because Jermell Charlo does not have the mental lapse that a Julian Williams has. Let me say it again. Jermell Charlo does not have the mental lapse that a Julian Williams has. J-Rock was already leftovers from the Charlo brothers. Jermell Charlo messed him up. So with J-Rock, there was already a blueprint on how to beat him, i.e. thanks to Jermell Charlo. That's why J-Rock chin cannot fold. It cannot hang. But when you look at Jermell Charlo, outside of the Tony Harrison fight, which stylistically was a fight that was hard for him to deal, he faced with the adversity, he turned things around, and he showcased that he could get better. He showcased that he could listen to the game plan, and he showcased that he could not be as reckless. The thing with Jermell Charlo is he has a mindset of you're going to have to take some skin for you to win. Let me say it again. You're going to have to take some skin in order for you to win, i.e. he's going to get wet a little bit, meaning he's a front foot dominant fighter. He can fight on the back foot now, but he's a front foot dominant fighter in terms of how he accumulates punishment on his opponent. This is where the venomous viper strikes come from. So when Jeison Rosario faces against Jermell Charlo, there's a reason why Jermell Charlo said, can he take the Charlo power? Because the Charlos have a high work ethic. They have a high ingenuity. They have a high ability to basically throw everything in the kitchen sink at you in the ring. Jeison Rosario did not face this against J-Rock. He faced an opponent that at some point folded like a pretzel, that at some point did not continue to apply the Lions only pressure on his ass. But Jermell Charlo's cut from a different cloth. And you guys have to understand, he got his second win after the basically controversial loss against Tony Harrison. Now he's focused. Now he's locked in. If you notice, he doesn't even call opponents bums no more. Let me say it again. He doesn't call opponents bums no more because he's locked in on the opponent. And him and his brother are going to be fighting on a doubleheader the same night. So there's going to have to be vindication. There's going to have to be resuscitation. There's going to have to be reconciliation. There's going to have to be a resurrection. There's going to have to be a rises of the ashes from their last turnout when the both of them fought together to where it's at now. The reason why those two weren't dedicated is because they were doing this in a strip club. So that in of itself posed a problem. Remember, Women make legs weak. Let me say it again. Women make legs weak. So having a fight in a strip club is not being focused. But Jermell Charlo is having iron sharpening iron moment. And what Jeison is going to find out, even though he's a good fighter, I'm not going to say he's a great fighter, and we're not going to sit here and overrate him because he beat a J-Rock that was a leftover type of fighter from Jermell Charlo. But he had a good win nevertheless. This is going to be a good fight stylistically because Jeison is a patient fighter. This is one thing that we could say that is a check in the marker for him. Jermell Charlo does get some skin in order for him to win. But if you notice, after the second fight against Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo has made adjustments. Jermell Charlo's listened to the game plan. And those that are sitting here saying that Derrick James is not a great trainer, higgity fucking hush. The man is an excellent trainer. We have to sit here and we have to look at stylistically how these two match up. Jermell Charlo's looking to collect all of the belts. And if Banana Republic is in his way, all I have to say is Lions only. When it's all said and done, Jermell Charlo is going to stop Jeison late. I keeps the foot on the what? On the X. I keeps the foot on the what? On the X. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.